Two in our science. We're going to move on to our next habitat. So last week we did the pond habitat. The week before we did the ocean habitat. So now we will move on to the forest habitat.
Ooh, scary animals.
Did you say 72?
72, yes.
Bears and eagles, wolves. Bears and
Back up, bears.
wolves. Yeah.
Bears, please don't. Bears, please don't fight.
Oh, they will. Scary.
You don't eat each other.
All right, let's go ahead and start reading. Would anyone like to read on 72? All right, go ahead, Omar. You had your hand up first.
Ocean and pond habitat or water habitat? The forest is a land habitat. What a very large plant. Do you think bears, owls, and chipmunks
Wait, you
depend
skipped
on
the line.
forest habitats depends on us? These forest animals like bears, owls, and chipmunks depend on trees for food and shelter. Trees also give off plenty of oxygen for people and animals to breathe.
Awesome. All right, so the forest habitat is a lot different than the pond and the ocean because it's a land habitat. Majority of the habitat is land. One of the most important things inside of the forest habitat are the trees, right? Because a lot of the animals depend upon the trees to survive, and not just that, but the trees also give off oxygen, okay? Let's look at the water inside of a forest habitat. Anybody likes to read that part? Forest, okay, Cadence?
Do you think a chipmunk needs a lot of water to live? Rivers, lakes, and ponds are ways God has provided water for animals who live in the forest. Do you think the water in these places would be salty or fresh?
Good. So think about the animals that live inside of a forest. Bears and chipmunks, owls, deer. Do they need a lot of water to like swim and stuff? No, they really don't. So they only have like small bodies of water, like lakes and rivers and streams, so that they could get, a drink or, whenever they do need a drink from the water, and also to bathe if they needed to bathe as well. So now what type of water do you think would be inside of the forest habitat, the lakes and rivers? What type of water would be in those habitats? Think about that. Salty or fresh? Which one?
Fresh?
Fresh, definitely. Salty is usually only the ocean. They need fresh water. You can't drink too much salt water.
Yeah,
okay, let's look at 73 space inside of a forest habitat. Okay, Cullen.
God designed every forest to be the exact size that the animals living in it would need. Some forests are so large that many animals can live there. These forests can cover many miles of land.
Good. All right, so the forest, of course, is huge, very huge. And of course, because you have a big animal like a bear that lives there. And not just that, but you have also a lot of small animals that live inside of the forest. So of course, it needs to be a good size for all the animals to live comfortably there. Okay, let's talk about food. Bailey, you have to unmute. I'm going to do it. Yeah. All right, go ahead.
There are many predators in the forest. The bear can eat both plants and meat. The bear is a
fierce
predator. What makes the bear fierce?
Okay, so there are many predators. Anybody knows what the top predator would be? Obviously, would be a bear. Does anyone know what other predators are inside of the forest? What are some other animals? Wolves. What else? A bunny.
There's
Foxes.
on 74.
An owl. And owl. Foxes are, but foxes are not the top predators. I said who are the top predators, which are bears, owls, and wolves. They are the three that are at the top of their food chain because pretty much no animal is hunting them, right? Bears are really the number one. Okay. All right. So let's look at 74.
Well,
Hundreds of mice.
foxes hunt for bunnies.
Yeah, no, that's
Did a bunny or a
unfortunate.
rabbit?
Bears.
Everybody has to eat. All right, let's look at 74. Okay, go ahead, Austin.
The owl is always a predator in the forest. One owl family eats hundreds of mice and rats. Each year, the owls keep the mice and rats from spreading diseases that could harm other animals and people. Chipmunks eat nuts and seeds. Do you think they would be called predators or prey? How does these three animals keep the forest habitats balanced?
Balance. Good.
Balanced or balanced?
Okay, so we know that the owl is a predator, and the owls really help to kill all the mice and rats that run all over inside of the forest because a one rat can have like 18 babies at one time. So, yeah, and so they have babies a lot. So yeah, it's good that the owls kind of, eat them often, and it helps because rats can spread diseases and stuff like that. So owls really help to keep the forest habitat balanced with that part, with the mice. And so then we have animals like the chipmunks where they are, what would a chipmunk be, a predator or a prey?
Prey.
Prey, definitely prey. They eat like nuts and berries and plants, but they are definitely prey. So they would have to really protect themselves a lot. Okay, and so
Even
this
if
is
they're
how,
small like that?
this is an example of how the habitat can stay balanced. So that's why I said bear is the top predator because a bear can eat a wolf as well. Deers, wolves, all of that. It might sound sad, but they have to eat too, like they have to eat as well. So the bear could eat a wolf, and then a wolf will eat a fox will eat a bunny, and then we know that bunnies will eat plants. And so that's one way a food chain works. So that will be a test question, how a food chain works, and that's how it works. A bear, wolf, fox, bunny, plant. Okay, let's look at 75. Let's talk about shelter inside of a forest habitat. Okay, let's see. Go ahead, Chaz.
Well, I didn't want to read. I just wanted to tell you that my nose has to start bleeding.
Okay, well, you can go handle that.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead, Josiah.
Some animals do not have any one place at their home. They go wherever they can find food. Many animals do have homes. If we look close,
In the forest.
Asian black bears.
Can anyone hear him? I don't know what happened. Josiah?
Josiah.
No. I think it needs to come closer to the screen.
Can you say something, Josiah, so that we can see if we can hear you?
This thing is lagging.
hi.
Better.
Okay, so you stopped at just start over. Just start over.
Some animals do not have any one place as their home. They go wherever they can find food. Many animals do have homes. If we look closely in the forest, we can find many different kinds of animal homes. Some animals live in holes in trees. Some animals nest in trees.
Okay, good. Thank you. So some animals do not have just one place as a home. they, you know, they go wherever they can. So we talked about how trees are important because a lot of the animals live in the trees. Not just that, but a lot of the animals build their nests inside of trees for their babies. And so trees are really important to the forest habitat. Okay? And so if you just walked around in the forest, you would see a lot of different little homes. So you have homes in trees, and then we have, let's turn to page 76, the different types of homes, which are in the ground, burrows. Okay?
Oh,
All right, 76. Okay, Cullen, your hand is up.
yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Chipmunks dig tunnels or burrows in the ground. The chipmunk started digging a hole, but he closed it up with dirt. The opening he uses is hidden by tall grass. He stores nuts and seeds to eat during the cold winter. Chipmunks hibernate in their burrows during the winter. Their body temperature lowers and their organs slow down so that they can fall in a deep winter sleep.
Good. So some animals don't live in the trees. They live in burrows, which are little holes in the ground. So chipmunks live there. Bunnies are, they're the type of animals that would live inside of the burrows in the ground.